I think ITW is a very special organization because it exists almost entirely and utterly to help new and mid-list authors get better established. It's an incredibly generous-spirited organization founded by huge best-selling authors such as David Morrell, the baton taken on by authors like Steve Berry and Lee Child and John LeScroat. It's just a fabulous organization. It's free for authors. It has a great culture. And if you are a member of ITW, you're suddenly part of a huge community of like-minded people who actually are not going to be jealous of you as a writer, but actually want to help you.
A bit like the ITW, you know, you really have to go on and click on their website and go on, because there's so much fantastic stuff on there for anyone who is writing or wants to be a writer.
I do belong to International Thriller Writers, and I love it. It's a fun organization, and I think it's very different in that it's really writer-oriented.
I'm a member of the ITW because it's an enormous network, which is a fantastic, supportive resource for writers from across the globe.
I've only just joined ITW recently because I never thought of myself so much as a thriller writer. But enough people told me and said, "Look, yeah, sure you can join. You write thrillers. No reason you shouldn't join." So I joined.
I'm a member of ITW because it's a small world, and we're all part of the same crime or mystery writing community, and it is a community. It's very collegiate, it's very clubbable. You can count on fellow thriller writers to be supportive, to have the same interests as you are. We seek out fellow crime and thriller writers wherever we are in the world, so why wouldn't I be a member of ITW?
I was asked to become a member, and they nominated me for an award recently, which I didn't win, but nevertheless I am a member.
It's been very helpful to see an organization that is very concerned about budding authors. Certainly there are established groups that tend to favor authors who have been around for a long time, and we like to recognize people who have contributed to this crazy profession of writing fiction. But to break into the business, especially now when bookstores are challenged, when in fact the institution of reading is challenged, to find a group like International Thriller Writers that will nurture writers and provide, so far we've been able to do this, membership for free because of the various fundraising events that myself and Lee Child and other authors have been involved in.
I was so pleased to be asked to join because the crime novel per se is being taken more seriously than it used to be, but the thriller, not so much. And I think we need to flag up that thriller writers are doing good work. If I want to know what the hell's happening in the world, geopolitically, economically, in terms of what's going on beneath the surface, turn to the thriller writers. The thriller writers and the spy writers will tell you what's going on. They will help you understand the mess that we're in. So I think it's due its time. The thriller is due some serious appreciation, and that's why we need things like ITW.
It's because it brings writers together. It's a lonely pursuit, and we can talk about it, and not even talk about it. You can just acknowledge what everyone is doing, the struggle, climbing that mountain every day, and you can't really get any help to do it when you're in front of your computer or your typewriter. You're alone, and there's no way of getting any kind of help at that point. But you can sure, at the end of the day, or on a weekend in New York in the summer, get together with people and have that shared experience and shared knowledge of what you're trying to do.
Because I want to be part of a wider network, I want to be able to contribute towards thriller writing and to get the benefit of the organisation.
Because I was invited by a lot of people who inspired me in the first place.
I'm very proud to be a member, full of like-minded people. I'm really pleased to be part of that team.
I've been a member of ITW for quite some time, and I find it a very different organisation from some of the other professional organisations. And it's a very welcoming organisation and very supportive of new writers or writers who aren't huge stars. And so I've been delighted at being a member for however many years it is now.
I actually write a piece for the Big Thrill e-magazine for ITW called Africa Scene, and it gives a window to showcase South African, and now we've extended it to to other African areas writers. So that's an example of the way in which they support people internationally as well as locally.
It's a really obvious thing for a crime writer to be a member of the ITW. They are so supportive and sharey and helpful.
Because it gets me in contact with other thriller writers, not necessarily people who write alternate history thrillers like I do, but who've got a very wide range of thriller writing stories. It keeps you up to date with what's going on, who's doing what where, new books. So it's a professional, sort of continuing professional development, if you like.
I work for ITW and I'm really enthusiastic about the organization. Basically, our mandate is to help thriller authors any way we can, and we try to do so in every way possible, and every level of author, whether you're just starting out or you're a bestseller, we're here to help you.
It seemed to represent something that I wanted to portray about my writing and my books. There is still a lot of, resistance towards women writing thrillers, and any support you can get therefore is worth having.
Trying to get the recognition to get my name further afield than just in the local areas of Yorkshire.
My publisher was approved a couple of years ago and it made sense, and I've done some interviews for them. Great fun, great organisation.
Because I spoke to a lady last night about it and went back to my room and signed up to it because she said it was so good.
Fantastic, it's free, and also promotion for authors, is invaluable. It's really, really good. I highly recommend it.
It's a fantastic organisation, the one to be in, I think, if you're a writer.
It's a great organisation, and they're doing an interview, question and answer interview with me for the new book coming out in September.
Well, lots of reasons. I've been to America a few times. I love the whole world of writing over there. I'm a big fan of lots of crime writers and thriller writers over there. So it's a community which I want to be part of.
It's an organisation that does reflect your interests, reflects your work, reflects your passions, and reflects, your beliefs in your work as well. And it's, again, it's something that you feel kind of honoured to be part of.
Because it's international and I suppose crime knows no boundaries, so nor do crime writers.
It's very nice to be able to be a part of a group that's striving for the same thing, I think.
Well, although, in many ways I write police procedural, so I identify as a crime writer, I think the overlap is so great between thriller writing and crime writing that I very much wanted to join that and was delighted when they accepted me.
I think it's very, very good as an author, as in any walk of life, to feel that you are part of a community and to support other authors, and other authors will support you, and you get to meet people. So I think I'm all in favour of, I'm very active in the Crime Writers Association here in the UK, and I think it's a very good idea to join these communities.
I do write thrillers, and it's the best organisation for thriller writers out there.
Because I adore John Le Scroix. Hand on heart, that's why.
But I think again it's a sense of community, which I think crime writers generally seem to have a great way of engendering and encouraging fellow writers, newbies, but also it puts you in touch with the readers, which I think is great. So, because we all write to make connections with readers, ultimately what we want is somebody who likes our characters, wants to talk about them, is interested in the story. You feel that you've really moved somebody, either scared them or made them cry or made them happy. That's why I write, to connect, and it's a way to do that, without having to travel and just all the time be in touch with people.
So I am 100% behind the ITW. It's a great organisation.
Because when it was founded, Ali got me to join it, and we went to the first Thriller Fest in Phoenix at the Biltmore, which was an amazing time when Morel and that just started it. And I love the idea of, I love writers' organisations. Any time when writers get together and talk is brilliant. And thrillers didn't really have much representation, and I love thrillers, so it was great to actually see thriller writers getting together, talking about the genre. And the more festivals, the more organisations we have, the better for all writers it will be.